The Blue Jewel.
Chapter 3. Part 1. The defeat of the Kingdom of Tame in the Northern Wars. It meant the decline of the kingdom and cost it the throne to King Dreed II, who was assassinated by his nephew General Amber. Upon being crowned, Amber took a different strategy. It boosted the iron trade with the kingdoms of the south and isolated the free lands of the north, who could only trade tame in return of high taxes, which caused an increase in smuggling, enriching many inhabitants of Xeres. Fragments of the book, Origins of Smuggling in Xeres. Author, Klaus Afrin. 4. Any mercenary who joined the Blue Phoenix Company had to pass a period of instruction. Such a famous mercenary company could not afford that any of its members were a warrior of a lower category than their clients expected. It was an expense that for the Boke eventually compensated, since they always had customers to whom to sell their services all over the world. Although Agnoruk did not have the same opinion as his boss, he had been fighting all his life, so that now a clown would teach him how to wield a sword. In addition, most of his companions were idiots, elite mercenaries. Some gave too much to wine. However, he recognized that de Boke was very intelligent. Most of his clients endorsed this well-uniformed trash bag and even filled his bag with gold coins. If the work was complicated, de Boke did not send these mercenaries. There was a select group of mercenaries for these cases, although of course the price went up a lot. The half-orc was more engaged in these ramblings than in paying attention in the instruction classes in the handling of the lunge with the longsword. The situation as everything had some advantages. The first is that the food was quite good, the second the climate in Almera was very pleasant. Now I understood the reason why many warriors decided to spend long periods in the city of mercenaries. As he was distracted, he received a blow to the right leg. It was well deserved for not paying attention. His rival began to laugh at him mockingly. Agnoruk was carried away by anger and threw himself at his rival. It took 9 men to separate them when his rival already had his head broken by his repeated blows. The poor wretched ended up in the infirmary, and there he would be for a long time. It was the 4th fight in less than 10 days. Agnoruk received a very serious threat from de Boke. Not one more fight. The next he would spend his entire contract cleaning the sewers of Almera of all the vermin that lived inside. So during a good season he would not see the sun. Well, after this serious warning, he was not to mess with those stupid lame troll children anymore. "What's wrong with you, young man?" A shrill and funny voice asked him a question with a serious air. Agnoruk, absorbed in his angry thoughts, turned his head where the voice came. He met a small Denka, with large brown eyes of very bright colors and short grey hair. His ears were round and friendly. The Denka smoked a cigar with a carefree air while fiddling with a coin with his right hand. He wore the uniform of the Blue Phoenix Company. But he wasn't just any mercenary. He knew this from the embroidery of the Phoenix badge on the uniform that was different from his own. A silver color instead of the normal white color. He was one of the elite mercenaries. The half-orc acted suspiciously. He did not want to end up cleaning the sores of vermin. "What's a fucking shit?" Care and caution went to hell, but old Denka didn't seem too upset at Agnoruk's tone. "The instruction, because you are right. De Boke is fine with everyone having a homogeneous level. But it seems to me that it only serves to waste time in many cases. The good ones get bored and the bad ones don't improve enough and will end up being fodder for worms." The Denka, he showed the coin to the half-orc, was not exactly a coin. It was a flat blue stone that had a yellow spiral drawn in its center. He closed his hand, then opened it, and the coin was gone. A pretty cheap magic trick. The half-orc remained silent, watching the Denka. It was not very tall, about 1.50 meters high. A little taller than the dwarfs. Although his body structure was robust, You had to be careful with the little Denka, it was not what it seemed. Indeed, you are right, you have to be careful with me. I speak, the Denka amused. Agnoruk was amazed, he had read his thoughts. And? Nothing, don't worry, I like you. There aren't many white half-orcs in the world and we happen to have two now. Aris is royal blood, I am not. Well, nobody is perfect. Do you know that they have been looking for you for more than a year? Agnoruk was silent for a moment. Yes, I have been told. You are the one who killed the king of the vampires. That was a long time ago, I was lucky. As far as I know, to take down the king of vampires took more than luck. Agnoruk again fell silent. This Denka knew the king of vampires, but again his interlocutor smiled in an enigmatic way. You seem to know very well what that king was like. Well, I'm actually talking about what I've only been told. The Denka took a long drag on the cigar. Agnoruk was intrigued to know who this colorful character was. Excuse your name? EE from Gosberg, but everyone calls me Gosberg. Gosberg is a name that sounds to me. Of course. It's that I'm famous, one of the best mercenaries in the Blue Phoenix Company. Agnoruk lowered his head slightly, which provoked a laugh in the Denka. And that's how Agnoruk met Gosberg, and it would be something the half-orc would not forget in his entire life.